and I'm so tired. Yeah, all I need is good vibe. Shit ain't right on this side. Yeah, all my niggas lying and the president be lying. I got Zop in this raw, wanna fly. Put the Zaza in the sky. Shit ain't right on this side. Yeah, all my niggas dying and the president be lying. I got Zop in this raw, wanna fly. Losing my cool, I'm losing my patience. You using your stimulus just to lose it in Vegas. I see a lot of APs, I see a lot of Rolexes. I'ma buy them off of these niggas right after the demic. I can show you a style, I can show you what rapping. After all this shit that happened, no, we gotta be brothers.
I want to welcome you to the Vibe Podcast with Miss Pink. And today we do have a special guest in the studio with us, none other than my father, the OG. Thank you for joining us today, Father.
Thank you, ladies. I'm glad to be here.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, I still was nervous about this. Unfortunately, my mom couldn't join us today because she was under the weather, but I do still want to give her a happy birthday shout out. Her birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday.
So, as you know, we've been talking about dating in my generation. I know there's a super age gap from my generation to yours. And I did think about it. You know, both of my parents are super supportive. And that's one thing I can say. I have very supportive parents. And so they both wanted to be on here and to give their perspective. And consider that my dad is divorced now, and he's been in the dating world for a couple of years now. He's saying no, but he's really lying because he even asked me for dating advice, which was super fun to give. Like, the biggest thing I can say about my dad is since he's gotten divorced, he's learned how to dress way better. Like, my dad used to dress like a soccer dad. Like,
That's because I was a soccer dad. I had to dress.
He had to dress the part.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
You don't have to dress the part. You can still be the fly dad and be the soccer dad.
I did learn. I do appreciate your advice. It definitely helped out. If I were dating, yeah, I would definitely.
I wish my siblings were here to hear you tell these stories. So, no, I'm still going to ask you. So, how long were you married for, Father?
I was married for 22 years.
22 years. Whew, that's a long time. But,
You know the George Carlin line, right?
Huh?
You know George Carlin, the comedian?
That's before my time.
You don't know who George Carlin is?
I know who he is.
You know who George Carlin is?
Mm-hmm.
He said marriage is a great institution if you like to be institutionalized. That was institutionalized.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's just a joke. It's just a joke.
It's a good one.
Amen. See, people kill people and did less time than I did. You know, 22 years is a long time.
I mean, considering the outcome, I guess it did feel like a sentence. But but how has it been transitioning because you were with someone for such a big part of your life? So how was it transitioning back to being single?
It was definitely a transition. You know, when you're married, you do everything as a family. You do everything with your wife and your kids. And so I remember like the first day, like I kind of moved into an apartment on my own, and I'm like hearing all this noise above me in the apartment above me, and I want to like, kids, go to sleep. But you know, I was in an apartment, so I wasn't in a house anymore. So I couldn't yell upstairs to the neighbors like, shut up and go to sleep because it's in an apartment. So it was definitely an adjustment. You know, not kind of being, you know, a family of 5 to being kind of there by yourself. It's a struggle. It was a struggle for a minute.
Yeah. So how long did you take to be by yourself after that? Before you had friends, since you're not dating?
Well, no, I'm not dating. And let's see, separated in 2012, divorced in 20. So what, 9 years? So it's been 9 years.
Really?
Yeah, 9 years. 9 years.
It don't seem like it. Seems like it.
Yeah, separated, divorced in 2015.
So I want to see if you're going to be on. So you haven't dated anybody else since you got divorced? I'm sorry, that's one of my siblings' questions.
Define dating.
He needs a definition.
I've broken this down to you before.
Do I go out? Do I have, people that I go out with, yes, I do.
So it wasn't
but
a committed relationship. You was
no,
just
no.
hanging out.
Just kind of hanging out.
Oh,
right,
much
right.
like the men in our generation. We're just hanging out.
But I told him it's a date because I know how my father is, and he's one of those people, if he invites somebody out, he's going to pay for everything. So that's why it's a date.
That's not really a date. That's what a man is supposed to do, in my generation.
See,
about to say,
and
they-
that's what
in
my
my
mom
generation.
says. She says that a man is supposed to pay every time y'all go out, and I disagree with her all the time on this.
I kind of disagree with that now. I think it depends on what status you are with the person. Because, like, I hear so many people complain about, do females ever take guys out? And they be like, maybe you
We
should talk to
do.
somebody who likes you. Because we definitely do. Don't mind paying for a date. It's like appreciation. And it's not saying we're going to pay every time. But we don't mind showing our appreciation in that way. So, in regards to meeting new people now, I know it has changed because social media has been the new tech thing, and there's a lot of people in your generation who act like they're just not up to date with the tech world, like you, for instance. But
Wait. I do have an iPhone now.
Yes. Oh, hallelujah! After like 12
Thank you,
million years, after 12 million years, he finally switched to Team iPhone. But
tough.
there's so
It's
many dating apps out now, and a lot of people use dating apps. But then there's also like it's a big thing when it comes to safety about meeting people on dating apps. And I've seen it where a lot of people go out and meet somebody and they get catfish still in 2021, or it's just they feel
A
very
Lifetime
uncomfortable.
movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of times it has become a lifetime. So, in regards to meeting new people, now, are you meeting them at work or you go out? I mean, I don't know what you do there because you live a secret life. So I know this is probably making you really uncomfortable.
It is making me really uncomfortable. But, I have tried dating apps. I've tried a couple of different dating apps. I think it's a great opportunity to meet different people you wouldn't normally meet, like people outside of your job or your normal circle. So it is a great opportunity to kind of expand your possibilities. Unfortunately, I haven't found the person.
So you want to find somebody?
No, I'm not really looking for somebody. I don't want to be by myself, because obviously my kids aren't going to take care of me. But
I told you what I'm going to do for my part. I'm good for cooking meals and getting you to doctor's appointments. I have 2 other siblings. And that's all I'm good for. We're going to hope that my brother blows up with the NBA. He's going to pay for everything.
Okay. That's true. He is going to blow up. Super proud of you guys. I have to say that. I love my kids. We're very close as a family. And that kind of has shaped my dating perspective as well. Because I'm not going to bring anybody in y'all's life who I'm not serious about and is not serious about me and my kids. So they got to understand that, you guys, even though all of you are adults, but you guys come first. And so I've been very selective in terms of who I date and been very selective in even introducing anybody.
Yeah, because we haven't met anybody.
Exactly my point.
And then there's people in I think I talked to one of my uncles and they were trying to get information out of me. I said, I was coming to get information out of you. And one of my uncles was like, yeah, I don't know who he's talking to. I was like, great. Good for nothing.
That's right. If y'all are listening and we want to keep it like that, we'll keep it on lockdown. So,
It's okay. If you talk to one person, I know who to go to. Uncle Jimmy, if you are listening right now, I'm going to come with a bottle and we're going to have a conversation.
Snitches get stitches. Snitches get stitches.
Oh, no, you can't be threatening people like
And
that.
end up in ditches.
There we go.
So,
the Anacostia River.
the Anacostia.
Hey, you can't find anything in the Anacostia.
Yeah, that is absolutely right. That's why it smells. As soon as it gets hot outside, that's why it smells. So one of the questions I asked on a previous show is, do you think someone can be pro-black and still date someone of another race?
That's an interesting question.
Have you ever dated outside your... I know my mom comes pretty close. But
I'm trying to think. I mean, I think I have once or twice gone out on dates, but it wasn't like I was in a serious relationship with anybody.
do you want to get married again?
What did I tell you? I was married for 22 years.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So after you did 22 year sentence, do you want to do that again?
I'm not sure I want to do that again. I don't think I want to do that again. No, I don't want to do that again.
So I know we talked about like what are certain things when you're meeting someone. What are certain things that are just like a red flag? Like nope, don't see this going anywhere. Nothing at all. We can just stop right here, wrap it up, save our time.
Anybody that wants children, I'm out.
That makes sense.
I'm out. I don't need no more kids.
Yeah, because my brother will be 21 this year, and he's the baby.
I am not trying to start over. That don't work for me. And, you know, your sister has a rule. You know what your sister's rule is?
No, what's her rule?
Her rule is, like, you can't date anybody that has any girls.
Well, that cuts out a lot of people.
I know, exactly. That's what I told her.
That part doesn't bother me. It's just that I don't want nobody who has, like, little kids anymore, because I don't want to be considered a babysitter at this point. I don't have any small siblings. All my siblings are grown, and it's great. So, and definitely don't date anybody in my age bracket.
No.
Or it's going to be a super issue.
No. You ain't got nothing to worry about that, because then that would mean they are of childbearing years, and no, I'm not having any more kids.
Have you run into any sugar mamas yet?
Not the sugar mamas.
I don't know, but do you know anybody?
No.
That would be good.
All my aunties is taken.
So, what did you see in your parents' relationship that you took and applied to your current relationship? And did you see things that you're just like, no, I don't want to do that in my relationship?
Wow. That's a great question. I mean, you know your grandparents were married for 56 years, and just the love that they had for each other. And it didn't mean that they didn't have their ups and downs, but, you know, I remember, you know, we celebrated their 50th anniversary, and the look that they had to each other. I remember me and my brothers, we looked at each other. It's like, we want somebody in our lives like our mom that loves us the way our mom loved our father. And that's what I'm looking for. I mean, I think that's what all of us are looking for. Somebody that would have that look even after 50 years that would still be in love with us.
Yeah, I mean, like I told you on the previous show, like I grew up with great examples of marriage. I don't know everything that happened behind closed doors, but however they were as a unit is things that have helped me shape my perspective. So no matter how bad my experiences have been with dating, I still have hope that one day I will be married.
Yeah, my parents are going on 42 years
that's awesome.
this year, and all my aunts and uncles were married for 50 plus years. My favorite uncle, he on his third one, but it's 15 years, so, you know. So, but yeah, I come from a long line of longevity in marriages and people sticking it out. Now, my grandmother, after my grandfather died, she never got married again, so she raised 9 kids by herself.
Oh, wow.
So shout out to Katie May in heaven, but she just didn't want to put her daughters in danger, so that's why she never brought another man around. So that was her reason for not remarrying, but
That's
she
awesome.
held it down for that. Then my uncle came, you know, the last of the Mohicans, number 10. But yeah, she held it down with 10 kids. So
Oh, wow.
10 kids.
God bless her, because I'm telling you, I don't know nobody in this day age that want to push out that many kids.
Listen, my mother just told me yesterday she waiting on the grandchild. Okay, sis, don't hold your breath. But
we ain't have to
Say
say
that
that in
again.
here.
Say that again.
We
No,
did
say
not
that
have to
again.
say that in here.
Man, child, say that again.
I had to hear this every week. Like, we have weekly phone calls, and my dad's like, yeah, so, you know, I'm not getting any younger. I'm trying
not
to be a
getting any
grandfather.
younger.
So, at first, you know, they teach us, you know, wait to have sex till you're married.
yeah, now they want grandkids.
Yeah, they just skip past all that now.
I said, I'll get you a puppy. We don't want a puppy. I'm just saying.
Nope, grandkids.
I'm trying.
Team grandpa.
I don't even feel comfortable having this conversation anymore. So, Dad, I do want to ask you, so in regards to dating someone, have you ever dated someone of a different religion or belief?
Yeah.
And can you explain more about that experience?
I mean, your relationship with God is an individual relationship, and I think you need to be open to have people in your life that might have a different perspective than you have, because I think that's how we grow, that's how we expand, that's how we learn. And so yeah, I've dated people, some people Christians, some people Muslims, some people atheists.
Really?
Really?
Dated when?
Not really dated.
See?
Let me redefine
No.
that. I've gone
I'll take it back
out with
now.
people. I've gone out with people, right? I've gone out with people of different beliefs. Not dating. See, I had to redefine that.
Man, you keep
I
changing
feel
this
like
word.
dating really doesn't have a true definition though. Like, because everybody's definition of dating is different.
Yeah.
So I feel
What's
like
your
this.
definition of dating?
So if we going out on dates, we hanging out, we're dating, but
So you have to go
Doesn't mean we're
outside
committed.
to a location to say you're
no,
dating.
we don't always gotta go nowhere. Like,
But what's dating? Like, you explain it.
Like, if you are dealing with this particular you have exclusively dating and then you have just dating. So
Agreed.
exclusively dating is just me and you. Like, it's nobody else. We are the ones that we're hanging out, we're whatever.
That sounds
and
like a
then-
relationship.
No.
No.
No? You just date one person?
That's just dating exclusively. We're
It's
not in a
dating
committed
exclusively.
relationship.
That doesn't mean you're committed to each other.
So what makes it a committed relationship?
I guess when he be like, y'all, we together. Like, or y'all come to that establishment where y'all want to, I guess,
Okay.
be together. I don't know.
So once
Because-
you want to be boyfriend and girlfriend, that means it's y'all in a relationship.
Yeah, and
If he never says
the
that,
reason
then
why
y'all
I
go
think
out.
dating exclusively is more like courting somebody. You're still getting to know them to see if you really want to be in a committed relationship.
So how long does this take? Like,
That's
is it-
on you and that person. There's no time. I don't set time limits on anything. So it really just depends on you and that person.
I had a question for you when you were talking about
Uh-oh.
the different religions. No, the different, like,
Okay.
I wanted to know a situation where that actually hindered y'all beliefs, hindered the something small. Because, like, in this religion it said you can do this and can't do that. This one said this and that.
Right.
Where was a point where y'all butt heads just because of religion and it wasn't because of how y'all actually are personality-wise?
I don't think I've ever really run into that because I
Yeah.
think like I said, my age, you don't really have arguments. It's like
Yeah.
you try to find a win-win
Yeah.
situation. So like, hey, you don't celebrate Christmas. Hey, I'll celebrate Christmas with my kids, and we can come back and
Yeah.
celebrate something else with you.
Uh-huh.
So you got to be flexible when you're in a relationship with somebody that has maybe a different belief than you have.
Yeah, I asked that question because I was dating this Muslim girl, and
I don't like the way
I
you
knew there
giggle
was a
it.
I knew there was a why.
I took her daughter out. She was at work and she was like, "Yo, watch my daughter for today."
Right.
And I fed her gummy worms, and it had gelatin in it, which has pork in it, and we ended up not dating anymore.
Oh,
Like we
okay.
broke up over gummy worms.
Gummy worms, really?
I'm sorry.
Well,
Okay.
yeah,
That must not have
because
been-
it had
that-
it
has pork
it does
in it.
have pork in it.
Yeah. So
You fed her
but
daughter
you don't
pork.
know. Yeah, I fucked her daughter whole religion up.
Over gummy worms.
When I'm over here taking care of her, like making her happy and just
Yeah.
like, yeah, little girl.
She liked the gummy worms.
It was the gummy. It was the gummy worms for her.
Yeah, I think so.
But I think it was more so the conversation afterwards when I was kept saying, "Bitch, gummy worms." I wasn't
Well,
saying
yeah,
that right.
that,
I wasn't saying
yeah, I
that
don't
right.
think you were.
Yeah, I should have been more understanding of gummy worms, I guess.
Yeah.
Not the bitch gummy worms.
So,
I don't even have a follow up to that.
Like what?
So you could have salvaged your relationship if you had used that name.
if
Instead of saying bitch gummy worms.
I had gave her a vegetable or fruit, then I would still be with her. Maybe. Something like that.
Well,
But that's how strong people are about religion, Like, that's
Yeah.
what I was asking. That was a great question that you had asked me about relationships and religion. Because when
Right.
you talk about long term, you're talking about, like, vacation trips, like, what y'all eat that day, you feel me, holidays, being around your family. Like, that thing could actually break a lot. Because people, one thing they believe in, like, their religion, they don't play with.
I'm open to learning other people's religion, but I'm sorry if you don't celebrate certain things, you won't understand where I come from and how, like, family is a big thing for holidays for me. So for you not to celebrate it, are you going to just want to be in the house? What are you going to do? We still going to do it as a family? So it is something that I have a stand on that. Like, no, I just want to date inside my race, and I need you to believe in something though. Like, I don't want to date no atheist. I'm sorry, because I pray my way through a lot of things,
Hello, thank
and
you.
I don't need that negative energy around me because I feel like a lot of atheists just have negative energy.
Yeah. I feel the same way though. It's like they look at it negative before they look at it positive. Majority, I can't say it about everybody because that would be retarded to sit here and judge the world just because they're atheists.
It's the word retarded for me.
For real. I'm telling this is exactly how I feel.
Express yourself, man.
I don't like to sugarcoat things. And I understand we all don't know the end result. So to judge other people is retarded to me. Like, you can't judge nobody.
Yeah.
You can't. Like, how can you tell somebody what they're doing is right or wrong when you haven't even reached your maximum self either?
Okay, maximum self?
Yeah. Don't you want to be like the chakra thing y'all keep posting on Facebook?
Who is
And
y'all?
Here we go.
First of all, I don't know about all the chakras, okay? I'm still learning about that, but I do believe in spirituality and praying to God and being balanced and those type of things, and I do burn my sage and, you know, and I meditate and stuff. I'm more spiritual than I am religious, so.
Yeah, me too, though. I'm more with spirituality. I definitely have that down south. My family is from the country, and we realize have this family praying thing that we love, and it's always been in my heart. But the older I get and the more the world change, it gets more over to spirituality than it does white Jesus.
First of all, Jesus wasn't white, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Ooh.
Yeah, sarcasm.
Getting ready to go down that rabbit hole.
For a whole another day.
We ain't going there. We can bring your uncle on for that.
Oh, absolutely not. He would just take over everything.
So what is he real into it?
My uncle is like one of them new, what you call them, Israelites, and he's done his own research, and that is way down the rabbit hole for me. It is not enough time in the day to even, nope, no thank you.
Oh, I'm sure he'd be glad to come on, though.
I'm sure he would, and he does not have an invite.
There you go.
I still love you, Unc, but nope, we're not doing that on here.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we were talking about how a lot of people in our generation, when it comes to forgiveness, a lot of people, once they hit a hard spot, they just give up and walk away. And a lot of relationships have ended in divorce. So can I ask you, how did you deal with conflict and forgiveness? 22 years is a long time.
And obviously, we ended in divorce, so there must have been some issues that we
Yeah,
couldn't
I'm going to keep
forgive.
them other comments to myself.
But it does take a lot of time. It takes a lot of patience. One of the things that I learned is you understand first and then seek to be understood. So if you're in a relationship with somebody, you need to understand where they're coming from. And that, both people can't always be trying to make their point. You need to step back, try to understand where they're coming from, trying to understand why they're making that comment or saying what they have to say before you respond. And that's difficult. It's easier said than done because your tendency is going to be to react. And I always tell people, you need to, when you're in a relationship, you need to act first and then you react. Because if you're always reacting, you know what's going to happen. You're going to have two people that are going to be fighting constantly.
Yeah, I don't even like trying to resolve conflict while I'm still in anger. Because there's going to be a lot of things that are said that I can't take back. So it's like, just give me a minute, let me calm down, get my words and my thoughts together. But some people get very, like takes them to another level. I'm like, you can't have patience. Like, you really don't want to see me mad. Like, I need you to relax and give me a minute.
I'm raising my hand,
Not
y'all. So, do you have rules? What are your rules when you come into a disagreement? So, what rules do you have so that you can fight fairly? It's all right. You're gonna have conflict in relationships, but how you resolve that conflict means that there ought to be a set of rules in place where, hey, we're gonna take a 10-minute break maybe, and then we're gonna come back and try to address this issue. You'll go first. You list your 3 things. I'll list my 3 things. Do y'all have rules in your relationships? I'm asking because I want to know.
Yeah, it's hard because when you say fight fairly, the other person on the other side doesn't always feel like they want to be fair. They want to get their point across. Right. So if you have 2 people fighting fairly, you wouldn't probably be in this argument in the first place. You feel me? Like,
that's a good point.
So it's always somebody that got to bite a bullet. And one of my rules, if I can't think, because it's hard to just go through the list. I wasn't prepared for that question at all. But if I go to the back of my head, one of the rules is when you're talking to women, you have to bite some type of bullet. Amen. And I have to do that part But what I end up doing is finding all the holes in what you said, just to like some people really listening and some people waiting to react.
Right.
And
Right.
what I find
Absolutely.
myself doing when I'm mad is waiting to react. I'm giving you the whole educated, I'm listening face.
But you gotta
I'm over
listen
here
with
building up.
comprehension though.
Yeah, I know.
And listen to comprehend.
Yeah, I am. But it's like when you get
You
talk-
looking for loopholes.
I am. I'm being upfront about it too, because it's like when you get an energy that's being sent at you, it doesn't seem like they want to be your partner. It seems like they want to shun you or talk down upon you. And when somebody's yelling at you and you being a grown person that does all this for yourself, you won't let nobody talk to you a certain way, no matter if it's a relationship or not. It's just certain things that like strike this nerve. Now, if I have somebody that's that's really mad about something, and I really did something wrong, then you'll catch that energy and be like, damn, I fucked up, and your back hunch over a little bit more. When they doing that strong talk, you standing up and you're like, hold on, who you talking to? Like when it's a group effort, I feel like it's 10 times easier to move forward. But when it's who win this game,
Yeah.
it becomes a fight
Right.
in my head. You feel me?
I'm a processor, so we can have a like you can be whatever, and I'll sit there and I'll be like, okay, but I have to sit and I run through stuff, and
So you better at
then
me than doing it right now. You fighting
so
right now.
no, I'm processing what you said.
See what's
Okay,
going on? See, I see
I'm a
this?
processor, so I will process things and then I'll come back to it. That's why when I'm upset, I don't like to talk. Give me a minute to calm down,
Like
get
she was
myself
saying,
back. Let me process what we just went through, and then I'm gonna come back at you, okay? And then if I gotta pull receipts and everything, then I'm gonna do that. Like I'm that type of person.
And that's another thing. When you got receipts, you've been waiting for something to happen in the
That don't mean you waiting for something to happen
And
just
like,
because you
and
got
remember
receipts.
the other day, you're gonna pull out your whole list. You gotta
That
scroll.
don't mean you waiting on anything to happen, but
July
you just be
14th.
like, noted, okay.
Yeah, I'm one of them people, like, first of all, I don't even like to argue. So if you're speaking above a normal level, I'm automatically not listening. So I'm like, are you done? You done? Like, I'm that person. I'm going to keep egging you until you shut up.
Yeah, the
You have to
octane,
walk away.
Somebody's voice, when it goes to a certain
Mhm.
peak, it passes
That-
talking to you.
it
They're
doesn't help,
talking
though.
on
It's
you
like
or
you're
you
talking
feel
at
me?
me,
Like,
and I'm not a
yeah.
child. We're equal, so I don't like when people. That's why I always tell people, just give me a minute. It's not. We're gonna talk about it today, but just give me a minute to calm down. I don't like to drag things out over a couple of days, and that was like a big issue with me in my last relationship. Like my dad will tell you, in that last relationship, I think I called him like all the time. We had a lot of talks. He did help me see things from a different perspective. A couple of times I probably should have called him before I went off, but he definitely helped me see things from a different point of view and to be more patient and understanding. I can forgive somebody as long as they have the actions to go with it. Because just saying I'm sorry and there's no change behavior, that don't mean nothing to me.
That's manipulation. If you gonna keep
Basically.
saying I'm sorry for and doing the same thing over and over again, like there's no point of dealing with it. But like with forgiveness, I can forgive you, and it just depends on like if we're in a relationship and I truly want this relationship to work, I'm going to forgive you, and I'm not the type of person that's gonna keep throwing stuff up in your face because I don't like that either. Like if we're moving past this, we're moving past this. This is going in the past, and we're gonna keep it moving. But even forgiveness overall, even with like friends, family and stuff, I can forgive you, but that doesn't mean that you still have access to me. And
Right.
that's what I have actually been going through over the past couple weeks, like people coming back. And it's like, I forgave you for what you've done. First, I had to forgive myself for allowing those things to happen. And then I had to forgive you. And yes, I forgive myself, I forgive you, but access is denied. Like,
And
you
I
know,
think
I'm good. Thank
forgiveness is a hard thing to do with yourself.
you. It is.
It's harder to do with yourself than forgiving somebody else. That was something that I really had to go on a whole journey on because
Shout out to my therapist.
I had so much built up anger and I didn't understand and how things correlated until I actually did like a self-reflection. And once you forgive yourself, you really not worried about what the other person did. It's like, I forgave you, I just can't have you in my space no more. Like, you over there, I'm over here, ain't no beef, but yeah, you just not allowed in my space no more. In regards to parents giving their children dating advice. I really didn't get dating advice prior to dating. It was more so of I had questions within my relationship. But what is the advice that I know you probably gave my sister some advice because she's the wild child. So what advice did you give her? And was it different because there's definitely a difference of advice between daughters and sons.
Definitely.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, girl dad.
I am a girl dad. I think the advice between like you and your sisters is different because each one of you is different. Mm-hmm. And so I try to curtail the advice towards you. You know, I have certain rules when it comes to dating my daughters. So, you know, my first rule is you're going to treat my daughter with respect. And the second rule is you're not going to lay hands on my daughter or I will kill you. And those are two rules that have not changed.
Yeah, he says that, but see, I was always the person that if somebody put their hands on me, just have my bail money, because, yeah.
I'm just calling my uncle. He the police. I ain't got time.
My dad don't have to worry about getting the phone call. Only phone call he's going to get is, this is a collect call. This is a collect call from Prince George's Correctional Facility.
Question, though, because I'm actually a young girl dad. You feel me? And I was waiting to hear everything else you had to say about the whole dating. Because definitely don't disrespect, don't touch. You feel me?
Right.
You know, they can do the other touch, but they can't do that touch. You feel me?
Exactly.
So it already fucks my head up already. But as in, like, is there a criteria? I feel like once they bring them around you, they already did the checklist that you know that you feel me, that you instilled in them already. They're not going to bring them around you. Right, until they go to that checklist that you instilled in them.
What I try not to do is judge who they bring around. So it's got to be.
I'm sorry, you've gotten better in the last 10 years. I'm sorry, I just had.
You mean to get a word out?
No, you don't understand.
It was for me.
You don't understand because what you say in regards to bringing somebody around, like, he doesn't understand that I want to wait till I'm at a certain level before I bring someone around.
Oh, we did talk about this because my parents are like that too. Like,
but
shit.
I could say, hey, I'm just going out with a friend. He'd be like, oh, so what am I going to meet him? I'm like, I said friend.
Well, if he's in your life, I don't care if he's a friend or boyfriend or something. I need to
We don't want y'all meeting everybody that we come across.
So don't tell us about him.
I like that.
But if you ask.
If my dad asks me what I'm doing today, I'm telling him, hey, I'm going out. And he's going to say, with who? A friend.
Yeah.
So you ain't got to meet him?
Just a friend. I mean, if he's just a friend, I should be able to meet him.
Oh, right? So, okay, transparent moment.
Yeah,
I was about to say, you
don't
want me to
Can I meet your friend?
You trying to go on this?
Can I meet your friend?
No. Sure, when the time comes, you can.
Well, shoot, we've been waiting almost 9 years now. You've been.
All right, next question.
No, we don't want to go to the next question.
Next question.
Anyway. But no, because.
So, the device, my advice does differ between you and your sister sometimes.
No, but more than me and my sister, we're gonna talk about my brother too.
Well, each one of you is in a different place in your life, so my advice has to be a little bit different. You're older now. You know, you've had more. You know, you've dated. You know, several times, so you have more experience. You have more life experience. So my advice is a little more like just listening, just kind of being there to support you. Now, maybe with your sister who's 10 years younger, I have to be a little more involved and say, hey, you know, you need to set certain boundaries. You know, you shouldn't let this guy do this or do that in your life. You already know that, but your sister or your brother may not know that. And I think boundaries, like you said, are healthy. You know, sometimes you need to. You can forgive somebody, but hey, I don't want to let that person back in my life. So boundaries are good.
Yeah, so one of the biggest issues that I have with introducing someone to my dad is I felt like he asked
2 questions.
It was more than 2.
2.
I don't feel like you should grill people when you're just meeting.
That's the whole point of the day. What are you talking about?
No.
Why can't it be a casual conversation?
It is a casual conversation.
No, it comes off very like.
What? Do you got a job? Do you have kids?
But see, you also want to ask my friends that, and I feel like if that's just my friend, they ain't got to disclose that personal business with you.
I can ask. They don't have to answer the question.
Okay, I'm gonna tell people that, hey, if my dad's your girl, you do not have to answer. But I'm not helping you.
All right, so peep this out right quick. This is a natural thing when it comes to, like, Because we still got animalistic ways, even though we act like we civilized, right?
Not the
So-
animalistic.
No, we do. We caveman, even though we
Roar.
put clothes in the roof of our. Peep me out. People, what I'm saying. So when a man is with your daughter, which is a woman, you want to make sure he's strong. You want to make sure he's on point. So when I grill him and he bitches up, nope, they ain't the one. I gotta try him out real quick because he is now your protector. I'm no longer your protector.
I get that, but
On the first time, though?
Every goddamn time until me and this nigga get a good joke or a good fun time outside, shoot pool.
But, okay.
Until we get an experience
as you-
together,
as
this
you
nigga
said
is
that-
gonna get tested.
So I'm gonna ask this question: if you had a son and your son brings a female, are you gonna treat them that same way?
I won't say nothing. I give him a pair of condoms and like, go do your thing.
No, that's not fair.
It's not.
That's the mom's job, right?
No,
To
but
ask
I
the
want
girl
you.
all
So
those questions.
I've met someone who I was dating parents, and
I don't know, I'm
I
the
am
only girl,
thankful
so-
that they never tried to grill me the way that I've seen the males in my family grill people.
I don't know what you're talking about. We don't grill anybody.
I'm just. And it's
Why
not
your
even
boys
a-
different though? Why is it different? I want you to come to the mic so you can answer this question.
You got the wrong motherfucking one. It's 3-2 now.
It's 3-2
It's
now.
3-2 now.
That
Like
man doing
somebody.
math and all that. Okay.
All right.
Should I introduce myself?
Yes, you can.
All right, how y'all doing? I'm Doug. I call myself Mr. Perspective. I have a show on
Oh,
NLG
the
Radio.
name.
Yes, it's called Conversation with Comedians. But this ain't a funny matter. First, okay, women need to stop playing like there is not a palpable difference between men raising a boy and raising a girl.
No, I'm not saying there's no difference. I said, why do y'all treat?
When it comes
Because
to
of
dating.
the difference.
But why when it comes to dating is different?
Easy because, okay, the woman is the one who chooses the man. It is not the other way around. Any man who thinks he chooses a woman is a liar. Because if a dude chose a woman, regular women would not stand a chance. We would choose the women we see on TV. So y'all choose us. So our job to be the way that we are with y'all is to ensure that y'all make the right choice. With boys, boys learn more kinetically or through action. Like if you notice with guys, the reason why a father is so necessary with a boy is because they learn ocularly. They learn by looking. They learn, like boys just roll with their fathers and they emulate what it is they see. Women, y'all are more auditory, which is the reason why y'all fawn over guys who know what to say to you. So if you say the right thing to a woman, you're more than likely get access that your character, or like people say, your talent takes you places that your character doesn't sustain you. That's the reason why you find a lot of females who fall for the words, they fall for the panache, they fall for the flash, and then once all of that is died down, they find themselves messed up in the game with a couple of kids by a dude who, if they paid attention, his actions never lined up with his words to begin with.
Message.
Ooh, he preached.
So
well,
the
you
truth-
got people agreeing with you on my live.
because the truth of the matter is, and I'm very very serious about this when it comes to especially black men and black women, because I'm tired of this stereotype that black women are so mean, but I'm also tired of this stereotype that there ain't black men out there who love y'all. The truth of the matter is, we miss each other because we give y'all what we think y'all want, and y'all really don't know what y'all want, and y'all fall for what y'all think y'all want, and then what y'all need is right there in your face, and you overlook him for what you think you want.
I can agree with most of that.
Go
But
ahead.
for me being a person
nailed
who I'm very open and honest from day one about what I want. I'm not saying that I expect somebody to do certain things, but don't put on this whole persona of this is who you are.
But see, that's the reason why your dad is so necessary, because this is the weird thing that gets me about women. And please forgive me for being on my soapbox, but this is the weird thing that gets me about women. When men want to learn about women, we go to women. When women want to learn about men, they go to women.
Lies. I go to my daddy and my uncle.
Just because you're the exception doesn't mean you're the rule.
It's always been
I go to other guys.
Then explain this to me. Why is it that so many women watch The View, The Talk, and all of these other things when women chime in about men, but they hate Kevin Samuels when he's telling you what men want?
I don't even know who's on The View.
Well, I only watch The View for Whoopi.
But they sit up there and they had, y'all know what I'm saying. There are platforms with women all over that will sit up here and educate women
Kevin
on men.
Samuels, I don't like his delivery.
See, that's the problem.
And no, what I don't like is if a woman thinks she's a 10, why she can't think she a 10? Why is always, well, you're not a supermodel.
And this is the
that's
reason.
That's what I don't
and
like.
this is the reason
it feels
why.
like you're downplaying her self-esteem.
But you just solidify what it is I said. You're more focused on how he's saying it instead of what he's saying.
Okay, so what about Derek Jackson?
Don't
Hell
no
no.
don't slide that little uppercut. He does not represent not nan one of us. He don't represent not nan one of
No
us.
one co-signed that.
No, I
nigga.
did. No one
Nobody
co-signed him.
that nigga.
Y'all co-signed
I
him.
never did.
Women co-signed. See.
He was in the car all the time,
that
so I
Yes.
trust him.
You see that little slip uppercut? You see how she give me that little Purnell uppercut? You see that? So what about Derek Jackson? No, because the truth of the matter is
What about O.J. Simpson?
Thank you.
He didn't do it. His son did it.
The reason why a lot of black women fall into that trap is because. All right, can we curse on here? All right, America is run by bitches and bitch ass males. And if you get offended by what I say, then you fall into one of those categories. Because what happens is, the reason why I don't say women and men is because you have a lot of these bitches out here who demand certain things that they don't even require, that they don't even meet. And then you have bitch ass males out here who either A, make real men look bad because they play y'all, or they're individuals who aren't bold enough to say, nah, shorty, you wrong. You're wrong. This is not right. Don't sit up here and have an attitude or have a sense of entitlement about something that you don't even meet. A lot of the women out here have standards that they don't even meet.
Facts.
You cannot require a man to have a 6-figure salary and you have a 2-figure salary. You can't.
We definitely talked about that.
But no, we have talked about that. We have talked about that.
Yes.
It ain't no damn two.
But it's the truth.
Three,
But it's the truth though. It's the truth. The one thing that there's a hypocritical dichotomy that goes on in the world.
Ooh, it's the dichotomy.
And a dichotomy means that there are two opposites, meaning that it's sunny outside but it's still cold. And what a lot of women will do is women will sit up here and have this outlook on themselves, which they should. But if a man were to have that outlook on himself, he's wrong. If a man was 6 feet tall and 6 feet horizontally, you would look at him and say he's fat and out of shape and overweight and needs to get in the gym. However, when you have somebody like a Lizzo, she will profit off of her overweightness.
Listen, as a part of the BBW community, I am sick of Lizzo and her ass.
Hello.
She does not love herself.
You are but you're
she-
the exception, honey.
Because I'm over it. Like,
that's what I'm saying. You're the exception. But if a man were to come and say, "Yo, shorty, you out of weight, you overweight, not out of shape," we would be bashing you because you should love us for who we are. Chris Rock said it perfectly. Women, children, and dogs are the only people that get loved unconditionally. Men are loved under the condition you provide something.
And I believe that statement when he said that, and that's why I said the one thing I don't like in society right now is that it's a men versus women thing.
Thank you.
And I want everybody to be able to listen from each side
because
so
they're
that we
both
can
good
grow.
points. But both women bring up good points and men bring up good points. But the reason why I use that analogy is because there are a lot of, and forgive me, but like I said, if this offends you, you fall into one of these categories. There are a lot of bitches out there making it bad for y'all. And then there are a lot of bitch-ass males out there who are representing us. And what happens is
They ain't representing me, bro.
But no. When I say think about it, a representative doesn't mean that you directly like. How many people?
It's people that pay attention to the wrong shit. That's not my fault.
No.
They're not representing me.
No, when
they're
I say
representing what the world is doing right now.
But when I say representative, I'll put it in a political standpoint. You may not have voted for Joe Biden, but he represents you. Whether you want to believe he's the president of the United States, if you live in America, Joe Biden represents you to the world. That's just the way that it is.
That's not true to me. I don't live in that world.
you live here in America.
I'm gonna tell you like this, on 100%. I don't live in that world. People, what they do around me, their energy bounces off. That has nothing to do with me. Just because you think, because if you want to be broad-minded and say, oh, y'all president is that and you're that, That's stupidity.
No, I'm not. No,
That's not what he's saying.
That's not what I'm saying. No, you're twisting what I'm saying.
No, I'm
You're
not.
talking. Yeah, you're talking from an individualistic standpoint.
Yeah.
I agree with you. However, the
That's the only
individual.
that's the only standpoint I can talk from.
And I get that, but when you're talking about on a microcosm. I'm talking about from a macrocosm perspective. Because if America looked at us as individuals, racism wouldn't exist. If America looked at us as individuals, socialism and classism wouldn't exist.
That's the point that I'm making, though, because you're already looking at what America talking about instead of the people in front of you. This is we in America, but this ain't we're not America. We're in it. This is a melting pot.
But it
of
still
a bunch of
affects
different
us.
people.
It still
because we
affects
live
you.
here.
It affects you when you're not an entrepreneur. Like I got to bounce around a bunch of different shit because of what America does. But I do not. My idolatry is not on none of that shit. I idolize the spirits. I idolize what I wake up my goal wise. I idolize the positivity.
I don't. No, your mindset. And I'm not shaming. Your mindset is great. But what I'm saying is, even if you were to portray that, which is what you do, from a macrocosm level, you're still a black man in a white America, and they will treat you as such because of how they have already viewed us from that level. The same reason why you get the stereotypes with black women. They're so mouthy, they're so attitudinal, because from a macrocosm perspective, you have people from the forefront who are the epitome of what it is that they say. Where you have the reality TV stars, you have all these Instagram models and things like that.
That you're able to keep them outside.
But
your
that's
circle,
you
right?
individually. We're talking about
With the
holistically,
holistically,
and how we're
If you
viewed.
want to change it holistically, you have to be an individual and not pay attention.
But we
to
don't
what
have
they're
enough
doing.
people wanting to be individuals.
That's the
who
reason
come
why.
together
Holistically
to change
that's the reason
it.
why every time she said something, I acknowledged her and honored her as an exception. But she's not the rule.
Yeah.
You women are exceptions. But if there were more exceptions, then it would be the rule.
And the only way to build the exceptions
Yeah.
is not to worry about the rule.
You have to, because you got to be
that's what we
accepted
live
to
No,
the
you
rule.
don't. You change it each time. You know meritocracy.
Men, what?
Meritocracy.
Nah.
Meritocracy is basically whoever's the It's not about how we hand down a lot of royalty. Like the person with the new job is the one that has the family blood or the one that.
Oh, you mean lineage stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but meritocracy more so with jobs. It's
Okay.
like more so who's in position to do something. You feel me? And with meritocracy, it's like if you're good for it, you do it. Doesn't matter race, doesn't matter size, doesn't matter age, doesn't matter gender.
Okay.
None of that other shit. You feel me? And if we start looking at things in that manner, like real life, like if you come in here, like real, and you're saying some real shit, and we're supposed to shut up and listen, and just that message will be spread to everybody. You feel me?
But you're speaking idealistically.
No, not really idealistically, because I'm talking about like this is something that actually works. Like it's been proven to work over history. You feel me?
Okay.
Like I can show you a bunch. I'm not real good with the whole naming of
No, I feel you.
75 BC and all that shit.
But yeah.
But I'm telling you, like I can show you some stuff if we get some time to.
I would
look
love
over
to.
it.
But
Yeah, me
that's
too.
the reason why the reason why men and women are revered differently and reared differently is because we have different roles. The reason why a lot of people find issue with that is because roles have been lost and now everything is all meshed together. Like, do I believe women can do what men do? Absolutely. Do I believe they should? Absolutely not. So that's the
That's
reason.
case sensitive. That's meritocracy. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
the reason why.
In
That's
some
the reason why.
relationships, the breadwinner should run the house. Some relationships, the breadwinner should listen to the woman. Or the breadwinner should listen
I
to the
think
man.
you should do what works for your household.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. That's
absolutely.
meritocracy. That's what I'm saying. Whoever is the best one to do it should do it. You feel me? It's not no cookie cutter. Because what we're saying is America saying we like this and cookie cutting.
But America
Cookie
is
cutting.
saying we're like that, though.
Cookie cutting. But why are we following something that doesn't work?
That doesn't mean we're following it, but the perception and how it's perceived.
Follow
At the
perception.
end of the day, for 4 years, Trump represented us. At the end of the day, did I vote for Trump? No, but that is
He
who,
represented you?
because that's who they saw as an American. That was what
He
the
represented
world
us
saw.
on from country to
Global
country.
stage.
Yeah, on a global stage now.
No, he was
he
just
don't
president.
represent. Right, but you live here, so that's who people see.
I walked around a lot. Anybody call me Trump at all, bro?
Nobody called me
Lord.
Trump.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, bro. You know what I mean?
I'm dead in the water, still floating. Dead in the water, still floating. No, but I mean, you make good points. But I mean, not to deter or take away from it, but that I think I really and truly believe that there are certain things that we need to get back to. The same way he said, fathers need to grill these dudes because we're trusting you with our most prized asset. That's the reason why women have an inherent value from the day they're born, and men are taught their value as they go along, because you're the protector, you're the provider for somebody else's treasure. You need to make sure that you are a man and can take care of that, and it's my job to show you that. But you, as my daughter, are my treasure. I am to make sure that whoever I hand this, but you don't hand the baton off to somebody in a relay who's slower than you. The slowest person always starts the relay, and the fastest person always ends it usually. So his job as a father is, as he slows down with age and attrition, is to make sure when I hand this baton off, this dude right here is gonna take it all.
And I
the
never
way.
said that he was wrong for doing that. I think it's just the tone and delivery has always been. For
Y'all
me.
be
It's the
on
tone and
some,
delivery.
y'all be on
Hold
some
on.
stuff, man.
Hey,
It is
Rev.
not the tone and delivery. Men
I don't
don't.
know. I'm the only
For
girl,
me, it is the tone
so
and
Why?
delivery.
Men need to speak. This
You
whole
can't customize
this
that.
whole soft society is
no, it's
killing
not.
me.
I don't. Kevin Samuels. I just whatever.
No,
saying.
you.
I
okay.
don't like.
All right, I'm
I
gonna kill it. I'm gonna
truly
kill it right here. Tell me what he said that was wrong.
I don't. I feel like when a
Don't give me feel. Tell me what Kevin Samuels has said.
telling me that I can't be a 10 because that's
He didn't
how
say
I
you
live.
can't be a 10.
That's what he told the girl.
No. What he
He
said
said
was,
she wasn't a 10.
No, what he said was, we're going according to standards, because the truth of the matter is, if you're, first and foremost, no woman is a 10. That means you're perfect. Number two,
Nobody is a 10.
Number two, if you are a 10, then why is it so hard for you to find a man?
I don't know.
Thank you. So it's like somebody sitting up here saying,
You sip tea on that? I just saw you sip tea.
because she
I
couldn't
don't know.
respond. Like I said, tell me what Kevin Samuels has said is wrong. He never once said the woman was ugly. What he's saying is, shorty, you need to have a more sober outlook on
He told
who
that
you
girl
are.
she was a 3 or something.
No.
Dang.
Kevin Samuels is ruthless, though. Kevin Samuels, like,
that's-
give me a scale of
you
1 to
gotta-
10, and you can't use 2, 4, 6, or 8, 3, 5, 7, or 9, and you bet not say 10. You're like, damn, Kevin. But
That shit is for entertainment as well.
but it's the truth, though.
It's for entertainment.
Come on now.
Now the truth is, whatever you know you are when you look in the mirror, it's the confidence. That's you building yourself up. I don't give a fuck what the world scale is, because over the years it done changed up from a skinny ass white woman to a real plump Chinese bitch to a fucking fat ass African. Like the fucking whoever's in power, whatever their girlfriend.
I'm telling you
look
right now, man, this man is the most rawest individual I have ever
I look
met
up
with
history
my
and I'm being
life.
very upfront.
No, I'm with you. I love his rawness. Like this man, I'm telling you right, he the type of dude right there where if he'll say like, hey man, I want your opinion on something, he'll look at you and be like, now, do you really want it? Whenever you got a homeboy that give you that preparatory question right there, you better back up and think about it. Hey man, let me get my, how do I look in this?
Over the
Keep it
years
real.
with history, right? And I was looking at it to say it a little cleaner. Each emperor or
You
each
good.
king, their wife was the base of what beauty was.
Right.
Like when
them have
when
us-
the what's that Chang dynasty, some dynasty,
The Ming
whatever.
dynasty.
Ming dynasty, he had this heavy set wife, and everybody wanted to be fat, and that was a 10. And then everybody started doing the corsets with the European shit, and everybody wanted that small waist. And then
And the Chinese
then
women were
Mansa-
doing that with their feet.
Then, yeah, they was breaking their feet and wrapping them up. Then Mansa Musa came out, and all his bitches had fat asses, and everybody wanted fat asses. Like it's like whoever the emperor is, whatever girl he chooses is the rubric of beauty.
I love this dude.
Right.
I love this dude.
Right.
Then Mansa Musa came out and these bitches had fatty.
Yeah, because when Drake said he liked his girl BBW, then they like
Then
BBW,
we-
but
like, it's like
they
whoever-
like the SBBW.
Right.
But see, this is my thing with that, man, and this is the
We
this is
sheep,
the
bro.
reason this
It's
is
a
the
bunch of
reason
fucking sheep.
this is the reason why I hold black women to such a high standard, and I to a certain degree subscribe to the
Shout
Kevin
out Cleopatra.
to the Kevin Samuels way of thinking. Is because y'all don't understand how influential y'all really are. Like, do you understand? And this is no disrespect to anybody, because everybody will find their own ethnicity beautiful. But do you understand when it comes? And I'm not against interracial dating. If you whoever you love is who you love.
Oh,
but do you?
disclaimers.
But
I just
but do,
disclaimers.
no, I'm not, because I'm being
Oh,
real.
no, I got a question when you
Because when it comes to white women, you only getting a blonde, a brunette, or redhead. When it comes to Asian women, they're all the same until you go from China to Tibet or something. Black women are the only woman that can cover every spectrum of color. Y'all are the only. Do you understand? Do you understand
that? I'm
that?
a blue and purple head.
Do you understand that all the things that these women are paying thousands of dollars to get now? When 20 years ago, they were shaming y'all. Y'all were big lip monkeys that were overweight. Now you can't go to a gym without seeing a chick doing squats, trying to get what y'all already coming to the world with. Or they shifting fat from their head to their ass.
From their head to their ass.
But it's the truth. And the reason why I hold but the reason why I hold black women to such a high standard is because, do y'all understand y'all are the influencers for everything that's going on? Why not be positive? But the only thing that y'all don't run is families. 1 out of every 4 black women are get married. And then out of that 70% of y'all get divorced. So it's like, why is it that they're picking up everything from y'all, but we aren't, because I say this all the time, black people are the only people that don't learn from their oppressor. You have to learn from your captor to figure out how they got you captive. And to a certain degree, we don't do that. Everybody, even if you look at the Jewish people, they started running their stuff the same way the Egyptians did.
That's
why do you think in
Nick Cannon
why do you think in Egypt they had an upper kingdom and a lower kingdom? What did they have in Israel? Israel and Judah, upper kingdom, lower kingdom. Why do you think they wanted a monarch? Because that's all they saw in Egypt with pharaohs. So we wanted a king too. So it's like you gotta learn from your captor, and us as black people, we don't. We need to figure out why they have higher clips of marriages than we do.
If you're on the podium right now,
yeah.
If you're on the podium and there's a million people in the goddamn stands, and I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
And you gotta answer it.
Yeah.
How do we start?
Easy. The first thing we need to do is we need to stop looking for excuses. Because the one thing I'm sick and tired of hearing, I'm tired of hearing about a Willie Lynch letter. I'm tired of hearing about social injustice. I'm tired of hearing about all the stuff we've been dealing with since we set foot on this continent.
Action-wise.
Action-wise? No, that is an action.
No, it's not. It's mentally.
But everything you do is an action. Mentally saying to myself,
I don't care about all those
no, because you have to understand.
Action-wise.
No, but you have to.
I'm the question.
No, I'm about to explain.
Okay.
The reason why everything starts mentally is because if I give you $1 million and I do not teach you how to handle that $1 million, you're gonna be broke again.
30 for 30 going broke.
And that is the problem with us. Why look at every facet of every part of this world? When you look, why is it that the majority of the athletes who come into the NFL are black and the majority that end up broke are black?
Yeah.
That's true.
You make more than enough money. You make more than enough money not to be broke. Look, I say the same thing when it comes to, look at Bill Gates. Bill Gates is worth $35 billion. And that fool wears that same crew neck sweater with that Brooks Brothers shirt and them America's Best glasses at every damn conference he has. The first time a black man comes in any type of money, what we got to do?
40 chain.
Buy some jewelry.
There you go.
Mark Zuckerberg driving a Prius.
A Prius.
What you call it?
Mark Zuckerberg drives a Prius. Listen at that.
Jeff Bezos is worth $185.5 billion.
Warren Buffett is worth $80 billion. And do you know he drives a 2004 Cadillac DeVille?
That's right.
But as soon as a rapper gets
Mr. President,
yes.
what is the first thing
I'm telling you,
action-wise that we do?
I am telling you, until the minds
we need it in layman terms.
Now,
a lot of these people only know 10 words.
Like we talked about this before. It's certain things that they don't offer in schools to us to help break society when it comes to finances and economic decisions. It's a lot of things that we aren't taught until we get to a certain age, and now we're learning from mistakes.
Absolutely. And that all comes from a mindset. A lot of that's the reason why I said it doesn't matter what we do action-wise, because do you understand that the African-American race in America is the 9th richest country in the world? We put in $1.1 trillion into this society every year.
Black women are the most educated women in this country.
Come on,
and
man.
we're number one in
Come on, man.
entrepreneurship.
Come on,
so, Like,
We've got.
Fucking up, bro. What the fuck is we doing?
I'm trying to tell you, what we're doing is we're not changing our mindset. Whether you want to go spiritual or everything, in the Bible it says, "Be renewed by the transforming of your mind." You can speak in the Quran. It says each day is a new dawning. The same thing in the Tao Te Ching, which is the book that was written by Lao Tzu. He said, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. The only way a student is ready is to have a mindset to learn. When you have a mindset to learn, you will realize that every answer you have is right there for you. The problem is we've been playing the victim for so long that we're looking for individuals who have profited on our suppression and our oppression to deliver us. And that's not going to happen.
People are so comfortable in having excuses.
Absolutely.
Is a big thing that I learned. Like we talked about in regards to relationships, people dwell off getting attention from their traumas.
Thank you. It's the same thing I even say when it comes to women. If 1 out of every 4 of you are only getting married, go and ask that other 75% why they aren't. And I guarantee you at least 75% of them will blame the man.
They'll blame something that they seen in society.
And it's like, hold on, time out. You're trying to tell me you're perfect?
a lot of people don't want to do the work, though.
So
Go ahead, because you had your church finger up.
I didn't. So how do you overcome that victim mentality? I mean, if all you know is being a victim, how do you overcome that?
Okay, the first thing people need to do is they need to sit down and there are 2 things you need to learn in life: where you are and where you want to end up. The destination will reveal the path will reveal itself. The problem is a lot of people don't want to see where they are, because what happens is now you have to go. Why is it that the black community is the least amount when it comes to going to seek help?
We talk about this every week.
White people will go to the counselor because they don't get a pony for their 5th birthday. Black people will find out that their brother is really their cousin, their mama really their aunt, the mailman is really their daddy, and they've been molested by Ken and Barbie, and will still say Jesus is gonna fix it after a while.
Look, I was in a stress reduction class. This lady said she was stressed out because of her dog. Get rid of it. What are you talking about?
Thank you.
Get rid of it.
But that's the thing. A lot of us don't want to sit back because it's scary to examine yourself, because there's a responsibility. The reason why
it's the accountability that people don't want to
Ignorance is bliss. The reason why ignorance is bliss is because when you know the truth, there's a responsibility that comes along with it. That's the reason why a lot of women don't want to know that they man cheating or want to accept it, because then it's like, okay, he's cheating. And if I remember correctly, you said a deal breaker was infidelity. So what you gonna do?
All right, so one thing I want to say, when it comes to trying to clear your slate, because you get filled up with knowledge before you even know about thinking. Like, you already getting filled up with a bunch of different shit that's going to flying past you, advertisements, the way your religion, the way people around you act, the area you in. You think the area you in is the rest of the world. A lot of people don't know what's outside. I was blessed to be well-traveled. You feel me? I moved around a lot, talked to a lot of different races. I lived in a bunch of different, I lived in a couple different countries, a lot of different states. So I was able to see things. And one thing that I noticed is when you forgive yourself and everybody else, like once you realize that you don't control shit, you can start to rebuild. And that's one of the main things. That's how you get over and start finding something that, like, so once you erase, you're like, what do I want to do? And you got to understand that failure doesn't mean you failed. A lot of people think that, a lot of people shoot their first, like they think Reggie Miller shot his first jump and it always went in. They don't think about how much he was shooting in the backyard. You feel me? When you want something, you want something. You go get it, you go do it. And a lot of people don't have that oomph in them that no matter what, I'm gonna keep working. But see, that starts with the mind. That's why you gotta clear out.
Yes.
But like but you can get some help with the therapist.
You do, maybe not, because you can. I'm not saying
some people can only see from one point of view, and I feel like going to therapy, it helps you see from a different perspective.
It's a customized
Not saying that you
path,
have to listen and take advice. Remember, advice is given doesn't mean it has to be taken, but it's just to open your mind to see a different perspective.
I went to therapy. I was dating this white girl, and we was dating for 2 years, right? And she had to go to therapy because she had some trauma in her past, and I said I might as well go with her. So I go with her, and when I get in there, because I'm a detail-orientated person, and I walk in, I smell what kind of candles are burning, I read the books in the background while we waiting, the titles of it. We go in the room, and I talk to the lady, and I end up telling her about herself. Like, no bullshit. I end up telling her about what she had going on. And she said, hey, I want a different segment with you. I'm going to do this with her by herself. Man, you need to talk by herself.
If you can do that, then you have a gift you have a, what my mom used to call a discerning spirit. You have a gift to be able to read spirits on people, and that is a very, very sensitive gift, because what happens is a lot of people will have discernment, but they'll think themselves out of what it is their spirit is telling you. On the other hand, you can discern spirits. So you're the type of person where people will see you as being skeptical. It's not that you're skeptical, it's that you're going to have to show me, because I'm not going to believe what you say. Because what happens is, if I believe what you say, the aftermath is going to fall directly on me, and I can't live with that. I can't live with, well, why did this happen? Because I listened to them.
It's halfway that. I just wanted her to tell me if she was going to tell the truth. If she didn't, because it was a test for her. I wanted her to tell the truth that I did, because I did see all that. And if she was like, nah, I'm like, baby, this ain't your therapist.
But that's a discerning spirit.
Yeah, if she can't handle the truth right there with this, then how she gonna sit here and fix your trauma of your past? People got things still tied inside their soul who can't fix somebody else's shit.
Absolutely.
So I like to get.
But
to know
perfect
people.
is the enemy of the good. So if you're looking for perfection,
I wasn't looking for perfection. I was looking for somebody that can say I fucked up.
Okay.
You feel me? Just be honest. You feel me? That's all it was.
And like I was telling you earlier when you asked me the question, it's about that mentality, because it takes a very strong person to say, you know what, I fucked up. I messed this up. Like, I challenge you.
No,
Y'all,
but that's the only reason. Because if you are not saying you fucked up, you wasting time. That's the only reason I say I fucked up.
No, but that's what I'm
saying. Like, why am I sit here and waste your time and keep acting like I didn't?
But that's what I'm saying. That's your.
A lot of people can't do that.
Yeah, that's your mindset. You have a more mature mindset than the average person, which is the reason why I keep saying the exception.
I'm trying to get to the goal. I'm not trying to sit here and be the one that do it. I just whoever in this room can get us there.
Yeah, you remind me of what Tupac said. Tupac said, I may not change the world, but I guarantee I'll spark the brain that will change the world. But it always starts in the mindset. And if people, you cannot expect different in life when you keep putting the same thing in. And the problem with us as Black Americans is that we have gotten so caught up in this rat race, and we've gotten so caught up in this web of lies and deceit that we're now starting to tell ourselves. See, white America, I honestly believe that white America is now to the point where it's like, damn, we ain't even doing shit no more. I honestly, and God, and it's crazy that a Black man is sitting up here giving white America but
you should have been born 20 years ago, bro.
Why?
20 years before you were born.
Why you say that?
You would have took over the world.
Because it's the truth. I honestly believe we're to the point now as Black Americans. Think about everything that we control, Pink. Everything we control.
Everything.
We control
Culture.
everything. We control everything. The NBA, people don't go to the NBA to see no goddamn Luka Doncic. No, I'm just being real. Don't nobody go there to see no goddamn Luka Doncic. The closest thing to a white person Black people got is Steph Curry. We go to see Steph Curry.
Bruh, I just got a recipe off the internet from one of the Gordon Ramsay, one of the best white chefs or whatever the fuck in the world. And I said, I gotta have a lot more seasoning than that.
Thank you. Same thing with rap. Same thing with rap. Same thing with rap, man. Eminem is a great rapper, but at the end of the day, the list is Jay-Z, Nas, Rakim, Big, and Pac. I love Eminem. You ain't on there, bro. You want to know why? Because ain't nobody checking for somebody killing their baby mama, because we as Black folk know we've been thinking about that for years, but we can't do that.
Sitting in the closet.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing with style and all of that stuff, man. When did Tommy Hilfiger get popular? When Snoop started rocking that.
You know when it changed the world for me, though? I ain't gonna lie, it's a minute ago. When bling bling got in the dictionary,
come on, somebody.
What
we were right.
We are the niggas.
Thank you.
Bling bling.
So my thing is, bootylicious
in the dictionary.
Right.
They don't even have bubblicious in the dictionary, and that shit has been around forever. I know what bubblicious is. I know what delicious is. I've never heard of bootylicious until Beyonce came out and started doing it.
Culture vulture is the one thing about us is the gift of gab and the way we swag our tongue.
Come on, man.
Like we just got this whole style thing, and if somebody said it, we don't. They are cold, bold-faced.
We are so influential. I saw
Yeah,
2
absolutely.
white boys calling each other nigga the other day.
Yes, sir.
I nearly crashed. He was like, "Yeah, my nigga. Hey, Bart, nigga, Bart. This ain't good. No, Biff, nigga, Biff. And I was like, did I hear what I just thought I heard? 2 white boys said nigga. I was like, oh God. I mean, it's the
It
truth.
is though. It's just we just have a different, and I don't know because I don't like to say things that I can't add up mathematically or scientifically. But I know we're the first people by the feeling. You feel me? And that's why you get oppressed. And that's why you get put down. Because the way of the world, the energy, like if we were on the top, we would be the crackers right now. We would be telling motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? We would be very
Could we at least be Ritz, not saltine cracker? Like Ritz got some.
They got a little
color to it.
flavor.
Yeah, they
you know?
do.
Like they little burnt
But
around
I'm saying,
real.
burnt around the
we would be
edges.
very mean. Like, you gotta have that.
Yeah,
down.
have us
You gotta
Triscuits.
have that come up. You gotta have that come up. Because when you put on top already, I'm sure we all seen a lot of spoiled brats. Like right now, my daughter got an iPad, iPhone, asked me for $150. She only 10.
What? And nigga, somebody trying to kidnap you? Like,
$150. She ran around in her hoverboard talking about, can I get $150? Like I didn't have nothing like that.
$150? You know how hard it was to get $1.50 for the ice cream, man?
My oatmeal pass was 25 cents.
Yeah. You know, that push-up pop was the
But
most
see,
expensive thing
while
on
we
that damn
speaking on it,
thing.
it's a big gap in between. Like my siblings, we're 10 and 12 years apart, and since I was the first child, I felt like I was
You
the
still
guinea
got
pig.
it, Pops.
My dad, I feel like he grew with me, and so like looking back now, I think a lot of us in this age bracket, we don't understand that when our parents had us younger, they were learning. They didn't know what they were doing. It was a trial and
Yeah,
error.
because my oldest brother, we 20 years apart, and my
God
other,
damn.
my other brother, we 13 years apart. So I'm really like
You the baby.
the baby.
It did take me a while to get
Mama,
to that
I'm
reflection.
She's been
dependent
married
on
to my
you.
dad for 41 years.
Tell me
She is
the
not checking
truth.
for you.
You know, she looked at me and said, Papa was a rolling stone. Ever he laid his head 20 years. And when he died,
Well,
these
she
niggas
had-
just showed
she
up
had my
and left me
brother
alone.
when she got out of high school, the year she graduated. And so then when she met my dad had my other brother. So my oldest brother, he passed away when I was 13. And then my other brother, I don't really have a relationship with it. We've tried. But he feels some type of way because I grew up with our dad.
So he's older than you.
He's older than
How
me.
much older?
13 years
Well, the
older
reason
than
why
me.
y'all don't have a relationship is because he likes the Sugar Hill Gang, baby, and you like
No,
Drake.
we don't have a relationship
Gang.
because
Ain't nothing wrong
his
with the Sugar Hill
mama
Gang.
ain't
I'm
got
just
over my daddy.
Oh, she hasn't.
Oh.
No, because
Oh.
sis ain't married or nothing, and she projected whatever she felt with my dad. She projected that onto him.
Does that
and
sound
so-
familiar?
and that's one
When
thing
him
that
and
does happen
I
in a
had
lot.
our conversation of trying to come back, to build our relationship in our adult life, he still is dealing with stuff when I came into the world. But you were 13, I was a baby, and then
Yeah.
even
He was still a baby too.
But
at
you gotta
13.
remember, it's a
but-
lot of jealousy when it comes to like situations like that. It's a lot.
But
of,
my
like,
dad was still
I push my
doing
little
stuff
brother
for
off the
him,
bed all
paying
the
child
time.
support. She took the child support money and bought a car, and then my cousin and then my brother wrecked it.
But see, this is the
And-
reason why I said what I say about black women and why I hold y'all to such a high standard. Y'all are the first teachers of children. And what
Yeah.
happens is whatever you have inside, this goes back to the mindset changing. Let's say me and you are together, all right? And we have a child and our relationship doesn't work out. I cheated, I ain't shit, I'm whatever. And I own that. Our relationship failing has nothing to do with
Do
our
with the
child.
child, right.
Absolutely.
But the problem is, too many mothers out there make it about that.
I hate this.
You hear that in the set? You stinking bitch. I hate your ass.
And what happened?
But see, this
Fuck
is
her up right now. I
this
swear to God.
conversation right here is exactly why. Like my mom was supposed to be here today, and she was not feeling well. My mom and dad have never been together, and I have. Like, I always big my mom up on this. I know they had their personal issues, but my mom has never talked bad about my dad ever in front of me.
And that's good because people need to understand
Well, he
being a
actually
father,
great dude, you can tell.
being a husband and
got
being
his
a
shit
father.
together.
Yeah, being a husband and a father are not mutually exclusive. They're separate things. I could be terrible as a husband, terrible,
But a great dad.
but a great father.
Right.
But you're gonna be
That's
mad
true.
at me because I wasn't good to you. So you're gonna try and make it seem
That
like I'm
bitterness.
deficient. to my child.
But
And what
you
you're
see
and
that.
what you're doing is you're playing right into what he's saying, where you're messing this child's mental, emotional up, so he can grow up or she can grow up, and that's
And
where you
carry
get
it
women
on.
out here saying, "Well, I don't need a man," or you got men out here who are womanizing women, or they're looking for somebody to be their mama.
I was about to
'cause
say, looking for them. Ooh,
Yes.
Auntie, he talking about your nephews.
It's the truth. And you looking for a man, you looking for you and it's just it's a terrible, terrible, terrible cycle. And that's the reason why fathers are so necessary, because fathers teach boys what type of man you're supposed to be, and fathers teach girls what type of man you should look for. And when those
Amen.
things are taken out of the equation, you have a bunch of misguided women out here who think that I'm going to look 26, 36, 24 forever. No, you're not. It's going to be 45, 55, 45 eventually. And you're going to have dudes sitting out here thinking that the head they need to worry about is the one they zip up. And that's not the case, because if you think you got that end all be all dick, or like I like to call apocalyptic, it is going to be over, because she's going to find somebody else that's going to be able to lay it down. But when you be able to pour into her soul, and you can look at her and pull some stuff out of her that she didn't even know was there, she ain't gonna be able to find that everywhere. And if she does leave you, it's gonna leave a hole in her soul, because you were the piece that fit in it.
I agree with that, but at the same time, when I agree with that, I agree with it. If you be 100% you, can't nobody copy it.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Authenticism is definitely a dead art
Yeah,
nowadays.
you just gotta be you, because what we doing, like you said, like the younger guys are just like, we trying to be who we think they want to be,
Yes.
but you can't keep it up.
We can't keep it up. And the problem is, a lot of women out there don't know what it is they want. Because the truth of the matter is,
But that's what it's our job.
It's
That's our job to show that.
Right,
It's
but
as
but we're
fathers.
picking you, so we gotta, like, I appreciate all the male influence in my life, like my dad, my uncle, my godfather, like, because they treated me in such a way, like, I have these expectations, and I feel like if you feel like you can't meet those, then I don't need to be bothered with
What's
you.
some of the expectations?
Like, first of all, I'm not a materialistic type of girl. I really like quality time. Like,
Absolutely.
I really value spending time.
High Five
So-
came out with a song, you know that. Quality time.
So I like
with
spending
you.
time with, like, little stuff like that. I also, I guess for me, like, I don't know. Like,
All
I
you want
just,
is him to be with you. That's
I
why.
like somebody who's gonna be supportive.
Yeah, like, I
I'm
need-
going to support you and push you in whatever you tell
support
me.
you on what you're doing. Like, if you
it's the
gotta-
and-
pouring into each other. Like, if
Exactly.
I pour into you,
No, it's the what?
the pouring into
Oh,
each other.
okay. I thought you said something else.
No.
I thought she was like, it's the porn into you. I was like, oh my God. I
And
thought,
it's
no
the
wonder you
thing-
like quality time. I'm like,
It's
Jesus.
for being able to, like, correct me, but not like doing it in like a derogatory
Yeah,
way,
condescending
but
way.
kind of check me a little bit. Like, nah, like, I
check
don't
you
think
in
you.
private, not in
That's
public.
right.
Absolutely.
and
Sit
I would-
down.
and I
I ain't
would-
gonna ask you again or
And I
tell
would-
you again.
I don't need no brand.
Like, and I would never check my spouse in public. Like, I would
Nah, you
never
don't
do
do
that.
that.
No, you don't do that.
Like,
I-
We're gonna
behind-
talk about it later when we get in the
Man.
house.
Yeah,
Once you get in
you
the
know what
car,
I'm saying?
that's how a nigga know he messed up. He just keep looking at the road. He don't turn her head off.
Bro, I got a
that
story
way.
for you. Hold
Keep
on.
going.
Look. I'm at a rap show, right? Because I try to do music. I'm at a rap show, and I got my girl with me, and I got a bunch of my friends. I was doing so much to make sure my friends was ready in line.
Oh, you,
Right, look.
you neglected her.
Ooh. You don't even have to end the story.
She probably ended you in that car.
Look. So I make sure everybody get through in line and all that other shit. And I got the flyer. Like, I'm on the flyer. This is my show. I'm the headliner and shit. So everybody get in. All my cousins get in and all that shit. Then she about to walk through, and then the dude asked me for my ID. I said, fuck. I left my shit at home. I was like, bro, I'm on the flyer. What the fuck I need my ID for? I'm doing the show tonight. I don't need my ID. She looks at me in front of everybody. You a grown-ass man. What the fuck you don't got your ID for?
Whoa.
Oh no, I wouldn't have done
In
that.
front of all of these people, bruh.
I'd have been like, I'm
When
gonna
I
go get
tell
your
you-
ID.
I probably
back.
would have
Look.
kept the same tone
Look.
privately. Though.
Look,
Listen, Dad, I heard what you said about putting hands on a woman.
Son.
I ain't never hit no woman before,
Son.
but I would have shown up.
You would have shook her.
1-800 choke
Shit,
that
I'd have, bitch, you must be got your mind. She'd have had shaking bitch syndrome.
Bruh.
I swear to God.
I stared at her for like, when she said it, I stared at her for a second like, Deaf Ike Turner.
I swear to God.
Stared at her.
I'd have beat
Oh,
her
you
like.
gave her the Ike look back?
I gave her the Ike look, but then I thought about it.
You trying to help Ike? No, nigga. I'm not the one that need help.
So I said, hey, y'all, come on out. I told all my cousins to come back out. I said, I'm going to do a show at my house. You feel me? Everybody came out. I gave her my car key, and I said, bring my car back tomorrow. And I hopped in the car with my cousin.
Yeah,
and went
man.
home.
She
was not allowed to come with me no more, and we broke up the very next day. I never seen her since.
Yo, so
No
far,
bullshit.
So far,
like, real life is like that negative energy of, bro, you can pull me to the side. Like,
So
she
that's
tried
the
to
delivery.
embarrass the fuck out of me. You a grown ass man. Like, man, I got a whole show. I'm about to be the one to start the party up. I got paid to be here, all this other shit. And you got the nerve to talk to me like a goddamn worm. You feel me? Like,
And that's a lot of things I don't like to see women do. Like
I don't like
when
that
I
either.
first started the podcast, I said I don't want to down any man, especially not a black man. I don't want to talk negatively. I will speak off my experiences and how I dealt with people, but that's not what this podcast is for. I want to uplift people. I want us to be able to have an open conversation so we
Yeah.
can learn from each other.
That was like, and that's actually one of the only
I like that,
reasons
Pink.
all my long relationships, that's exactly
so
how it happened.
Pink is actually an
Conversation.
acronym for something else. Pink is.
Well, I ain't gonna remember all of it. That's why I said Pink. You know what I'm saying?
In fact, relationship-wise, all my relationships that lasted more than 4 or 5 years became because of long-ass conversations and being very open, an open book. Like, everything you do, I just say it. Don't feel like you're in jail. Like, if you feel like in jail, you shouldn't even be in that relationship. I say it straight up. I'm about to
If
go
you
on my
can't be
man
yourself
tonight.
around people, whether it's friend wise or
Yeah,
intimate relationship,
definitely.
it's not gonna work. I need you to be
Yeah,
yourself at all times.
I got a full words
It's
up
the
for
facial
you.
expressions for me.
No, I'm just taking it all in.
So for those who don't know, PINK is an acronym for Positive Influences Through Networking and Knowledge.
Oh,
Ah.
okay. I thought it was picking us. Yeah. Okay. I think.
Positive influence, networking.
No, I thought
Networking
it was
and
picking
knowledge.
intelligent niggas to be king. That's
Picking intelligent niggas to be king.
picking intelligent niggas to be king.
Nah, to keep.
I was close.
Nah, it's
That's the king. Yeah, I was
Picking
close.
intelligent niggas to keep.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you this question, Dad, because we talked about this last week with the whole Kirk Franklin incident. As you being a father, with this Kirk Franklin incident that went public about him and his son's personal conversation,
Did you see
his
it?
son,
No, I didn't see.
his son made it go public, and yes, he did cuss his son out, and his son also was actually like verbally abusive and rude,
Uh-huh.
and
It's been more come out that the son has said too.
the one thing that I didn't like, because after his son made their personal conversation public,
Mm-hmm.
Kirk Franklin decided to come and apologize to the public. And I don't feel like we deserved an apology, because that's between you and your son. Whatever happened behind closed doors. But a lot of people gave him scrutiny because he basically cussed out his son and said he was going to put hands on him. And I feel like in the black community, why is everybody so shocked?
That's what I'm saying. If you ain't
if you disrespect your parent, you better hope and pray that you live to see the next day.
lucky all you did was get cussed out.
Exactly. So that's part one of it is your response, because it ties into what we talked about. We feel like people in older generations feel like when we voice how we feel, it's taken as disrespect.
Well, I think the first part for Kirk Franklin is he didn't have to apologize to anybody because this is a thing between he and his family. Now, I understand why he did it, because he's a public figure.
And
but
him having
this
his
was
own
an
business.
issue between him and his son, and how old is his son?
33.
In his
33.
Yeah.
Oh,
A grown ass man.
Let's just say he got a
kid.
No, he
yeah.
not.
Let's
a
say
little
he got a
kid.
401k.
I got the convo right here if you want to hear it right quick.
Sure, you can play it.
Oh, you can play it on the mic. Play it on the
play it on
mic.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we ain't playing last week.
The speaker down there on the phone.
Okay.
I did it.
I swear to God, I'd have beat him Like my
Say,
name.
don't ever disrespect me. I did it.
I'd have beat him as if he was my son and he missed the step
And
on
mind
I Want You Back.
Another part of it.
Excuse me, Joe.
I'd have beat him like Tito messed up a guitar chord. I'd have beat the brakes off
Not
him. You
just
understand
did
me?
he disrespect them, period, but he recorded it and put it out to the public.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
another form of disrespect. Like,
Yeah.
and my biggest thing is what happened to privacy and boundaries. I don't care what stage you're on. It should still be privacy and boundaries. Like,
You know what Big Mama
we've
said?
had
What
growing-
happened in this house?
me and my
Stay
dad
in
have
this
had.
house.
Mhm.
That's
Me and
exactly
my
what I
dad
was-
have
Yeah,
had
how did
growing
that feel?
pains.
How did that feel for you? Like, what you think about that?
I mean, I agree with her. What happens in my house stays in my house. I don't need anybody else really knowing what's going on.
My mama
But
busted
this-
my lip one time and put some lipstick on me to make sure that nobody saw that cut. Sent my ass straight to the bus stop. If they ask you to, that's some extra strength chapstick. You better not show them that cut on your lip, or I'm gonna put a matching one in the top. Okay, mama. You know what it's like having red rings around your pizza at lunchtime eating that shit.
But it sounds like they got some serious issues. So I hope they're, getting some sort of counseling and help for them, because the most important thing you have is your family. Me and my daughter, we've had our differences over the years, but I love her to death.
Absolutely.
And I would, it's only because,
Your facial expressions for me.
No, I'm just saying, you said y'all had some differences.
Oh, we definitely had
did.
some growing pains, and it's
Yeah.
because I didn't understand that me being the oldest child, it was still some growing pains with us, and I had to accept that. He was young when he had me, so it's certain things that in my mind I expected my dad to do, but he might not have known that I needed that at that time.
I think you did a great job.
well, thank you.
No matter what. I know I just met you today, but I feel like I've known you since yesterday. I think you did a great job.
I appreciate that. But, Ms. Pink is absolutely right. There were some growing pains. I was young. I was 21 when she was born. And I had to grow into the role of being a father and what that responsibility meant.
Along with, like I stated, my parents were never together.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's a
dang, my
separate
parents
household.
was pushing 40 when I came into the world,
Yeah.
so.
Damn, you just out in all family business, ain't you?
I mean, my grandma had her last child at 42, so.
Oh, so fertility is. Listen, what's your name again? What's your name?
I'll go by Fearless Swagger.
You go by Fertile Swagger.
Fearless.
Oh, no, well, there you go. There you go. The public service announcement for all men out there who's looking for someone.
I'm sorry,
to-
correction, she was 45.
Well, that doesn't make it any difference. Listen, there is never an off switch with Fertile Swagger. Okay, do not be
I
surprised.
don't have any children, by the way. So
Oh Lord, them eggs are percolating. I'm telling you that right now.
we pushing 33 with no kids.
Oh.
Yes, that mommy me, please.
33?
33?
I'm about to be 33 this year.
Not nan kid.
Not one.
No,
Not
see,
Nan?
I'm tired of
No
being stubborn.
abortions, no
Born in 88?
miscarriages, none of that.
You was born in 88?
Yes.
When your birthday?
November 10th, Scorpio, know me.
Ew! Shot you a Scorpio with no kids. What the hell is going
Oh
on?
my God, that was
Y'all the freaks.
disrespectful.
Scorpio are the freaks.
Aren't you the one that just said individualism? Did you just group her in? But let's get back to this freaky thing. So on a scale of 1 to 10, and you can't use 2, 4, 6, or 8, 3, 5, 7, or 9. What level of freak are you? I mean, we already got a barometer with grandma pushing babies out at 45. So,
Oh, and she was a Scorpio too.
public service announcement for all zodiac signs out there.
It's the 10 kids?
Yes.
It's the 10 kids? Okay, so she used her Scorpio. She used hers.
So technically,
And she lived to be 97.
So pretty much, they ain't no getting rid of you. So understand this.
What's her name?
Katie May.
Katie May.
Let's give it up for Katie
Yeah,
May.
boy.
It's a fly in the world.
Yes, when they come to a Katie May, I use your womb. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Katie May said 96 for 10 kids?
She lived to be 97.
See, that's
this
how
year.
you...
So
That's fruition.
So you by
feel me?
yourself,
You're
like
giving the world-
straight up, you dolo, like you come and go as you please. You dolo. You don't answer to not nan person.
I talked to somebody, but
Oh God, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. You're single
yeah.
with no kids.
No kids.
At 33. What's
About
the,
to be 33.
what's the matter?
Hey, his lip twitching. I think
First
he
of
wants
all,
you, baby.
I just did the work that I needed to do to get me to where I need to be. So
What's that? Explain
I
that word.
didn't have no patience. I never dealt with my feelings and emotions. So if a guy was catching feelings, I would run. Like,
Oh, so
no.
you're a man with ovaries.
Oh,
You are.
oh my God!
Yeah, you a man with ovaries.
He kind of right though.
Yeah.
Somebody said that to me, and I don't.
No, seriously, my friends will tell you that I really was like a whole nigga for real. Like my friends say, like when I call my brother, not that brother, he's like, sometimes I have to remember that I'm on the phone with my little sister and not with one of my
So
homies.
are you making yourself happy when you do that, or you just being defensive?
I think at the time that just was like
A defense
defense, and I was scared. Like it was like I'm not ready to deal with these feelings.
No
these
pun intended,
emotions,
but are you
like-
opening up more?
I'm better now, and my
Okay,
last
alright.
dating situation really taught me a lot about myself, and it taught me that I just needed to be by myself and like not talk to anybody, not have that emotional, that
Look,
toxic
Me and
D
my
to run.
co-host is perfectly aligned.
Yeah.
Up here. We done been
So-
through a lot
No,
of
no,
similar
no.
shit.
Y'all ain't perfectly aligned. Y'all perfectly alive. Y'all gonna lie for each other. Y'all gonna lie for each other. All right, what happened? What happened? What happened where it made you realize in your last date situation that don't even sound right? That remind me of that
because
Erica Badu,
according-
well, you know
because-
I like you, but I'm in a situation. No,
No,
you're in a
no.
relationship.
Because I used to I used to feel like, okay, I want somebody that's gonna wine and dine me and all this other stuff. And then I realized he could wine and dine me, but he was trash. Like emotionally, mentally, he wasn't there when I needed him. And when I had things that I came to him about, if it wasn't important to him, like he didn't care.
Question.
And
So did
he-
you ask for this? Did you ask for it before you got him? Did God
What you
respond
mean
to
in
you?
regards-
Yeah, because that's what I
You
thought I
asked for-
wanted.
you asked for
God
wine
gave
and
me what I
dine.
thought I wanted. And he
Yeah,
was like,
then-
okay, sis, this is what you want. And he gave it to me. And I was like, ooh, you know
That
what?
happened
You have
so
to
many
be
times
specific.
in my life.
Yeah,
I
I
swear
learned
to
you
God.
gotta be specific when
be
you have to
very,
go
very
stuff.
specific
Yes.
in what you ask.
I got
Yes.
everything I want, and her butt stink, bruh. Like, I swear to God. That shit blew me. I was like, damn, I should have asked for no butt stink.
Not breath stink, butt stink.
Butt
Butt
stink.
stink.
Everything, bruh. Everything. So you asked for what, and you got what?
So, I really thought, somebody wine and dine and all that other stuff, and then I got that, but I didn't have the
Love, hop, and
emotional
hip-hop.
part. Like, where I really felt like you was my partner, like you supported me, like you care. I didn't have that part. And then the sex was trash, so that was really
Oh, there
hard.
we go. We
So
finally got to fellas, let me
That was
educate
the
you.
answer
That was
right
the
there,
answer.
ladies and gentlemen.
Understand this, ladies and gentlemen. What
And
we've
that was the
learned.
first time I had used my feelings and emotions in that sense in like a long time. So I was like, oh, but I really like
Was
him.
it-
And then he said, when we had a falling out, and I told him that I wanted to talk to him because I don't like expressing stuff via text. And he didn't do what I asked him to do. So I was like, you know what? I think we should just, cool out. Like, I've seen what I needed to see.
So you did
I'm
a proper
good.
breakup.
So then, hold on.
You did a proper breakup?
He sent me a long 6-point bulletin text message
Book. He sent you a book.
to tell me of all the things that I did wrong and what he didn't like
Oh.
about me. And I
So why would
never
you wait till that? Okay.
and I never
Because he in his feelings like a little bitch.
I never responded. Like he got mad because I didn't like who's the little Eric whatever hip hop motivational speaker
Oh, Eric
guy.
Thomas. Eric Thomas.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm not really into stuff like that. So he got mad. Like this was one of the points. He got mad because
Oh, so
I
he
didn't
was
like
soft.
him.
You should have knew he was for you.
So, but my brother met him and he was like, yeah, I kind of knew that wasn't the dude for you because I felt like I had the penis
Give
and
me
he had
another-
the vagina
Give me
the
another
entire time we
bulletin.
were
One more
dealing with each
bulletin.
other.
Give me one more bulletin. One more bulletin. One more bulletin.
I really don't have a retort.
Let me hear one more bulletin. Hold on. One
I'm
more
trying to
bulletin.
think because like this is so long ago.
He told you couldn't do what?
What else did he say? God, he said so much dumb shit.
He
Like,
might have said you didn't open my door when I got in the car.
no, he used to do all of that, and I really thought it was
No,
cute.
you didn't open his. That's
But
what he
I'm not opening up. He held my purse and everything. Like it was real.
See, oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's what happens? You ever did that? Come on, y'all. Come on, bro. Y'all, like, what you mean holding your purse like you?
Like I was in the store and he held my purse. No, we was at the
for
movie.
a second while you looking for something.
Like I was
yeah.
trying to put butter on my popcorn or some shit. and
So
he
the
held-
question is, did he volunteer?
Yeah, like I didn't.
Oh,
I was gonna hold my own purse.
see, the Lord sends signs.
And I will say, I'm guilty. As
It only
well, that
lasted 4
sometimes
months.
we don't recognize certain signs, or we'll overlook them because something else that they did might weigh greater on
Listen to me.
that list.
Women, y'all have more signs than a deaf person.
Well, I saw all I needed
But
to see.
that's the biggest reason why I have one of my brothers around me. So we think so much alike, and we're able to talk about so much. Is my brother's an outside person, and he can be like, "Hey, did you see this? Because this is what I seen." And then I'll play it back, and if
So y'all get
if things
blinded?
don't add up, yes, sometimes we do get blinded
When
because
you see
when-
something you like, you get blinded.
it's not necessarily a physical
You
thing
know
about
what?
what
I
we
think I
like.
shouldn't even dated him anyway, because it was kind of like, all right, fine, I'm just going, because he kept asking, and I was like, all right, fine. And then I was like, oh, this cute, we on a
Kept
date and
asking
shit to date me, because we were friends as
Did
kids.
He asked nothing else weird, right?
when you said, did you make it plainly clear to him? Because this is the one thing that kills me about women. All the signs be there.
All the signs?
All the signs. This is where I got to bring my lisp out. All the signs be there, fertile swag. But what are you seriously going to sit up here? Did you tell him no, like a definite no? Because women, for whatever reason, y'all don't speak with yeses and nos.
No, not, and that's why I said this is, I'm not who I was then, because I went to therapy and all that, because he took.
How long ago was this?
This was back from the end of 2018 to the beginning of 2019.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Okay, and I'm definitely not the same person. As
Of course,
far as-
Reflection
COVID
is a
changed
big
us
thing.
all.
No, but not even in that. But I think it was a lot of stuff that he said that I would try to like ignore. Like he would say stuff like, "Well, I don't think you're going to." He would say, he said something and he was like, "You're probably going to end up hating me." And I was like, "Why? Like, why would you even come into like your face is killing me."
It messes up your whole train of thought. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm listening.
It was like, why would you have that mindset? And then it was like, it would be little stuff like, I like quality time. So I wanted to spend time with you. And it was always, oh, I'm doing this. He had his own little podcast and all this other stuff. So, yes.
Quality time. What does quality time
Quality
consist
time could have been, you could have invited me to the studio and sit with you while you recorded
I
your
think
podcast.
a lot-
And I would
a
have been
lot
the
of-
happiest girl in the world because I was with
of?
you.
Would he have been a happy man?
I
It
think
was
a
a
lot
sports
of
one.
times
And I like sports and I like football, so he could have invited
yeah,
me.
and see,
Because I took him to a Redskin game too, Church.
In 4 months of dating, you took him to a Redskin game?
Our second date was a Redskin game.
Oh wow.
Really?
And that's why I keep telling y'all, guys, y'all be asking about do females pay for dates. Find somebody who like your ass, okay?
We gonna what's his name? No. What we hear I dub him Leon the Loser. We gonna call him LL, Leon the Loser. You took him to a game, and he still found 6 bulletins to talk about you on.
Yes.
Nigga, the only 6 you should have been worried about was the touchdown that the Redskins scored at this game. No woman I ain't got not nan woman has ever took me to no game.
Man. I think if guys really got,
Okay, Auntie,
if they
we
were
going. I'm
open
sorry.
to more conversation, I think that's the biggest thing is communication. Is guys have a whole mindset. Oh, females won't say exactly what they want. That means you're dealing with the
I
wrong
have
kind.
learned now that you really have to be straightforward with men. So now I'm very
Absolutely.
straightforward. Like,
I,
so you mean.
I
Okay.
respect that open and honest communication up
that's
front.
right. I've been called mean all my life. It's okay.
Oh, you wear it as a badge of honor, huh, Sister
I'm
Soldier?
very blunt. So it's like, it's not, I don't think
And
I'm mean.
I have been very blunt in my life, and I felt bad because my siblings had to experience it, and they took it as, like, my sister always thought I was a mean person up until recently. When she finally realized that, I'm just preparing you for the world because you grew up differently than me. You grew up kind of sheltered from everything, whereas I got to experience a lot of life things, and I know how to handle it. So I'm trying to give you these experiences.
You a drug dealer or something? Dad? Like I mean,
I
like,
mean-
she make it sound like
Hey,
you,
look.
you was dealing
Yeah,
drugs
like
while
that.
dropping her off at the bus stop. Hey, you want 2 for $5, baby? Have a good day at school.
No, absolutely not. Shit. According to my dad, he was a amazing scholar in college. I didn't know he did anything until I was shit. My dad, like, he
Nothing. I
never
ain't
took a
saying
drink in his
nothing.
life.
I ain't
But
saying nothing.
because I was raised with my mom, it was very differently. Is she was, I'm gonna expose you to a little bit, and we're gonna talk about it because I don't want you to be in the world and not understand how to deal with it. And so, like, I appreciate that so much because it prepared me for how to deal with so many different situations. And I know my sister, without 10-year age gap, the route that she started on when she went to college, she was not prepared for mentally.
You said 18-year age gap?
10.
10. Okay.
She was
that
not
is a lot.
prepared. She was not prepared for what she was going into when she went to college. And so I was like, I don't care how you take it. Only thing I can be, I can't sugarcoat nothing for you because when you get to college, ain't nobody gonna sugarcoat nothing with you.
You never lied about
They're
that.
gonna come
Shout
at you
out
a
to the
whole different way.
HBCUs.
They're gonna come at you a whole different way. And now that she's finished with college, like after, I want to say probably by her second, third year in college, she was appreciative of how my delivery was.
Oh.
And so it made me feel better as being an older sibling because I didn't have anybody to give me that kind of guidance. And so I really didn't know the right way to deliver it.
And you, what school did she go to?
She was at NSU. She just
Norfolk
graduated
State.
in December. Yep, Norfolk
That's
State.
right. And Fertile Swag, you went to DeFry?
I went to Elizabeth City State University for 2 years.
Okay. What about the other two? Because you know it's 4 years
Then
for
I
college.
then I came home and went to another school.
Strayer. Okay. All right. I don't want
Hey, I still
It
want
don't matter. I got my master's though, so I don't care.
Shout out to Phyllis Swag. She's still educating kids.
Thank
she
you.
is an educator.
I am a teacher,
Uh-huh.
special education.
Why did you
I ain't say nothing, man. I ain't say
It
nothing.
was the face.
I'm a guest on y'all platform. I ain't gonna insult the host.
I know, it's just these faces that you're giving us.
So
It's
you
just-
work with,
Yes.
but you ain't had no patience.
You got a so-called
I had patience for kids. I had no patience
Yeah.
for men at all. Like none.
You had no patience for men,
No, and I've gotten a lot better. A whole lot better.
but you have patience for.
My kids, yeah. But my mom will tell you, I don't have patience. I hadn't had patience for a lot of things in life, period. But now I've gotten a whole lot better. But like kids don't bother me. I love the kids. Yeah.
Trick
you
love
know.
the kids.
That's what I'm about to say. Trick. I ain't want to say trick because I already called her Fertile Swag, and she may
Oh,
take the trick.
right,
Oh my
'cause I
God.
Is
don't
it
want-
Fertile Swag?
It's fearless.
Oh,
Fearless.
same thing.
It's
Oh,
not.
Yeah, the being-
I'm
being-
not fertile, and I'm not checking for none of y'all.
Popeye's out there too. If
So
y'all
now
black,
you ain't
know
fertile.
Jim.
So you the one black sheep out of the family. Great grandma done had kids since she was 60. Grandma had kids at 55. Your
Listen.
mama's having kids right now, and you're telling me.
So my aunts and uncles didn't have a lot of kids. It's my generation, which is the first generation of cousins. Them the ones. And it's more men than it is women in my family. So they was the one laying it low, spreading it wide with multiple baby mamas. Now we do have a few female cousins that get, you know. I got one. She don't got none of her kids right now. But
She ain't got none of them.
not none. Chief Dirty Feet. That's what we
She
call
ain't
her.
got.
Oh,
She ain't
my
got. Wow. Not nan kid.
Not name one.
Wow.
Well,
Cheap dirty feet.
Yeah, because her feet be dirty.
I'm dead in the water, still floating. I'm dead in the water, still floating. I can't believe she called it. She just putting everybody on.
I
blast.
don't care. Auntie, you know I don't care. I'm the one of the cousins that, like, they don't
Oh
like.
you speak your mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why I tread lightly at family events because like, y'all want me to drink and be myself at the same time. Ooh, I'm finna hurt some people's feelings.
No, she didn't sit up here and make it seem like it's their fault. Like, oh, so you want me to drink and be pink? Well, somebody about to be black and blue because I'm about to hurt somebody's
Absolutely.
feelings.
Absolutely.
I'm dead in the water, still floating.
It be like that though. Like, but my mom says all the time that I act like my grandma. My grandma was like, Katie, but look, when Katie May said shit, you knew that it was something wrong, okay? Because when Katie May when she had to cuss, Katie May always kept it 100. She used to, because she from the South, so she used to tell my uncles to leave white girls alone because she said the white girls will get you killed. She said, yes. She said my cousins that, like, Katie May used to tell my uncles, don't never let a white girl suck on you. She did all, like, Katie May was Katie May was
I
thorough.
feel like I got to clean out my entire porn collection.
Katie May
I like
was
my entire porn collection.
that was my Scorpio homie. Katie May was thorough.
She said, "Don't let."
She said, don't let a white girl suck on you.
And she said, "Don't mess with white girls because white girls get you killed."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because sisters only get you beat up. Sisters only get you fucked up. So,
Well, I do want to thank my guests. We do got to get ready to wrap it up. I want to thank everybody who was a guest today, especially my dad for being such a supportive and team player.
that's right.
Love you, baby girl. Love you. This was an experience. Thank you guys so
You
much.
are so
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you.
This is all right.
Yeah, so I thank y'all for coming out. I do want to shout out to the candle that I was burning right here in the studio. It's by
I ain't
Miss
smell it.
Lovely Scented Candles. She will be having at the event on 420, the Green Liberation, at 420. You can get your early bird tickets. Just hit me up. They are $40 a piece. Next Sunday. I said I was gonna open the forum. At first I wasn't, but I don't want anybody in the LGBT, however many letters it is, to come after me.
Alphabet community.
So I am gonna have a great circle of people in here to discuss what it is for their experience in the dating community in the DMV. That's gonna be next Sunday.
Ooh, that's wild. Well, to start that one off, I want to let them know that I once gave a bitch a leg up. And she used it. She used it to kick it with another nigga.
Lord.
That's how it happens out here in the DMV.
It does, man.
Protect your neck.
It
Oh,
is.
my
It's
goodness.
terrible, man. Oh my God.
On April 17th, I do Sisters by Sisters is having a pop-up shop at 4802 Stamp Road in Temple Hills. And so if you are free, I want you to come past that. I am going to give a moment of reflection to the guests because your facial expression just kills me every time I look at you.
Well, oh,
You gotta come back because I
Yeah.
was thoroughly entertained tonight.
Absolutely.
oh, well, thank you. So a moment of reflection.
Yeah, a reflection, wrap-up, quote, affirmation, whatever you have on your
Okay.
spirit. Let it sizzle in your spirit.
You can always tell when a man don't know what to say. He look up to the right.
You look up to God.
God. Well, I would like to say this. I thoroughly enjoyed myself being on here. You know, y'all brought up some salient points. Yeah.
Look up salience.
Look, and I thought it was cool. And we made a lot of headway, and I just appreciate the conversation that we had. Dad, you did a good job. You really did. No matter what she says, you did a good job. No problem. And to Leon the loser,
He's blocked on Instagram, by the way.
is he now?
Yes.
That's no. This
My
dude-
ex is blocked everywhere. He couldn't find me in America if
He
wanted
used
to.
death to try to talk to me again. So I really,
he used death.
yes, he used the passing of someone to reach out to me.
That's
and
not funny.
I didn't
Somebody
like
did that
it.
to me.
And you said
No.
he used death to get back in contact with you.
Yes.
This girl got that Meghan Markle sparkle.
Oh my God.
if I
She
had
got that
paid
Meghan
every
Markle
time
sparkle.
somebody.
Like, you know, the nigga gave up a country for it. This nigga was gonna die to live again in your life. Jesus ain't the only one coming back from the grave, baby. It said be more Christ-like. Guess what? I died, and it ain't take me 3 days to resurrect. He was late. I'm on time. You telling me he died and came back to life in your DM?
I can't. Yes, he used someone else's death that I had posted.
So he kills people.
No.
This nigga killed somebody. Public service announcement for Fertile Swag. Stay away from her unless you want to spend your retirement on the kids that she will give you after the age of 50. And if by some chance she takes you to a Redskin game, she really doesn't like you. She would have took you to see the Buccaneers instead.
I'm a Cowboys fan, by the way. So.
Get your traitorous ass on this message.
I was fucking with you for a minute.
Yeah, I was. She's, as a matter of fact, I done figured it out.
Hey,
She holding out for Dak Prescott. That's what she doing.
No, thank you.
Fearless, we can't talk about
We not
teams
your
with
friends
them.
no more.
I'm
No,
gonna keep
no.
mine quiet.
Oh, I know
don't
what
want
your
no
team
beef.
is.
Yeah,
All right, peep
I don't
that.
want no smoke with nobody in this room. Okay.
She, who's that team?
Hey, are you still reflecting or?
Oh,
we
I'm
moving on?
well. Let me finish
We're
off.
running out of time.
Let me finish off by saying I would like to thank y'all for having me on here.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Ooh,
Wow.
she just sold me out.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all, I'm gonna have a new co-host next week.
She sold you out for one of them.
Hey,
candles.
my cousin played for the Eagles and got a Super Bowl championship with them. So
Oh, so he was the water boy.
don't shout out to Torrey Smith. Don't do that.
Oh, for real? Torrey Smith, your cousin?
Yes.
Like first? Shoot, forget my
Second.
reflection. Let's live in the present.
No, seriously, that's really my cousin. Like my dad and his grandma are first cousins. Like we really are cousins.
Wow. Okay. Well, I reflected. Me and Tori, we got to talk after this. I need some tickets.
The one thing I want to say is, don't let nobody project their fears onto you.
Ooh, yes, fearless. No,
Don't let nobody put your path is your path. Don't worry about what they scared of. Don't let them scare you. Stay focused.
And live fearless. Y'all know that's my motto. Live fearless. Fearless swag isn't just a name; it's a lifestyle.
I'm so glad she ain't say live fertile.
I'm not fertile.
Grandma got the market cornered.
Well, thank y'all for joining the vibe, and we will catch y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.
Peace out.